if you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him.
I think it's going to happen. Dana White knows what he's doing. I think the fans really want to see John Jones and Tom Aspinall fight, and that'd be the biggest heavyweight fight of the year. Everybody's waiting on that.
John Jones disses. Tom Aspinall once again stating that this matchup doesn't even make sense for him. However, John Jones also described Tom Aspinall as annoying and admitted he doesn't like him, even though their potential matchup would be entertaining for fans. He stated that if a fight with Aspinall does happen, he expects it to come with a substantial payday. Jones emphasized that he's perfectly content without the fight, while Aspinall is the one who needs it, giving Jones the upper hand when it comes to negotiations.
He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying. And I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else, my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
Moreover, Paddy Pimblett shared his admiration for Tom Aspinall, calling him one of the most likable personalities in MMA. However, despite John Jones getting up there in age, Paddy said he still can't bet against him. In his view, Jones possesses the highest fight intelligence in the sport possibly ever. Paddy pointed out that Jones consistently enters the octagon with a flawless strategy tailored to each opponent. While he'd love to see Tom come out on top, Paddy admitted he just can't bring himself to side against John Jones.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
It's got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against John Jones. The one thing I do think John Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against John Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
On the other hand, Tom Aspinall likened John Jones to a politician, suggesting that Jones often works to influence public perception in his favor. Aspinall made it clear that he has never shown any disrespect toward Jones's legacy, which he acknowledges as remarkable and far surpassing his own achievements as well as those of most fighters in the UFC. He stressed that there's no personal grudge, and he holds deep respect for what Jones has accomplished. Still, Aspinall's main point is that although Jones currently holds the UFC heavyweight championship, he truly believes he is the top heavyweight in the world right now.
See, the thing with John is he's a bit like a politician. He likes to control the narrative of what fans think. I have never once come after John's legacy. I think it's unbelievable. I think his legacy is going to be far superior to mine. And most of the guys who are fighting in the UFC never had a problem with his legacy. I've never had a problem with him personally. The problem is, he has the heavyweight title, and I'm the #1 heavyweight in the world.
Tom Aspinall stated that people shouldn't be surprised when John Jones is called a duck, as he believes Jones avoided a fight with Francis Ngannou for 3 years. He argued that Jones often chooses opponents where the odds favor him and actively tries to shape public perception to fit his own narrative. Aspinall stressed that this isn't a personal attack, but an honest assessment. He described Jones as both sensitive and calculated, pointing out that while Jones calls himself the greatest, he also downplays Aspinall's relevance. In response, Aspinall pointed to his #1 ranking and his record of finishing 5 top 10 heavyweights in the first round, making it clear he is a serious threat.
Like, people are starting acting surprised. Oh, John's a duck, this, that, and the other. John Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for 3 years. Like, don't be surprised that this guy always takes fights where he's at the advantage. And that's not me getting at John. These are the facts of it. John's a very touchy guy, and he likes to, like I say, he likes to be smart about his approach and control the narrative of fans by saying he's the GOAT, which he's definitely got a case for, by saying that, oh, this guy, Tom Aspinall's a nobody. Well, mate, I'm a nobody who has a #1 ranking and has finished 5 of the top 10 guys in the first round. Like, I'm one of them top 10 guys, so That's 9 guys. 5 of them I've beat in the first round. So there's only 4 guys left in the top 10 who I haven't beat.
Eddie Hall believes that Tom Aspinall would defeat John Jones if they were to fight. He respects Jones's accomplishments, but feels that Jones is steering clear of a matchup with Aspinall. Hall pointed out that Jones has talked about retiring after his next bout, which he sees as a sign that Jones isn't eager to take on Aspinall. In Hall's view, it's not what Jones says, but what he does, and his actions suggest he's avoiding the fight.
John Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is UFC's #1 right now. John Jones is, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put John Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think, and I think John Jones, I mean, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall. I mean, he can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words.
Dana White has confirmed that a fight between John Jones and Tom Aspinall is definitely in the works, though specifics such as the date and venue are still being finalized. He expressed strong confidence that the matchup will happen, most likely during the summer, while Aspinall previously mentioned in a video blog that negotiations were being delayed by Jones's camp. Dana assured fans that the fight is progressing as planned.
I think that listen, John Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said John.
I'm very
in
confident
summer on first
that fight happens. Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah.
Stipe Miocic emphasized the importance of patience for Tom Aspinall in a potential fight with John Jones. He noted that Jones is highly skilled at exploiting his opponent's mistakes and warned that being overly aggressive could backfire. Miocic advised Aspinall to remain composed and strategic, picking his moments carefully, as going up against a seasoned fighter like Jones demands a calculated and disciplined game plan.
What's the best advice you'd give Tom Aspinall?
Don't do what I did.
Avoid the liver shot.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? But I think Tommy, that guy, he's super tough, and he hits hard, he moves well, he's a big man. I think that he stays calm on the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm. I think he'll be fine. He pitches shots, he's smart what he does, and I think he'll do fine.
UFC welterweight champion Bilal Muhammad believes Tom Aspinall might present John Jones with his toughest test yet, highlighting Aspinall's power and speed as hallmarks of the sport's new generation. While Muhammad still gives Jones the edge in a potential matchup, he feels the fight would only make sense if the financial stakes are high. He predicts Dana White will push for the bout given its lucrative appeal, but suggests Jones, whose legacy is already secure, might lean toward a showdown with Alex Pereira unless the payday falls somewhere between $30 and $50 million.
If I'm John Jones, like a lot of people consider him the GOAT, the best fighter ever do it. The next hungry lion is Aspinall. It's probably the toughest fight that he'll have. Like, this guy's the next generation. He's a lot stronger, a lot faster. But I think John Jones is good enough to beat him. But it's like, it has to be worth it. The fans are fickle, right? You lose one fight, they're gonna, he sucks. Right? They just care about your last win or your last loss. I think Dana White and them will end up making it. Dana White's a smart businessman. He knows how much money that fight would make. If I'm John Jones, you've already done everything in the sport. It's not worth it unless it's that $30 million, $50 million payday. If I'm John Jones, I'm picking out Pereira first over Aspinall.
Aljamain Sterling expressed interest in the potential matchup between John Jones and Tom Aspinall, but admitted it's difficult to pick against Jones. He pointed to Jones's mentality and strategic approach in the octagon as major advantages. While he acknowledged Aspinall's impressive physical attributes, Sterling noted that if Jones manages to get the fight to the ground, it could spell serious trouble for the British heavyweight.
It's a very intriguing fight. If I had to put money on it, it'd be super hard for me to bet against a guy like Jones, just because I know the mindset that he comes in with. Not saying Aspinall couldn't get it done because of all those physical gifts that he has, but dog, betting against a guy like that,
Yeah.
if he gets you on the ground, that's just a bad night.
Jamahal Hill mentioned that Jon Jones has consistently stepped up to every challenge in his career and views a fight with Tom Aspinall as one of his most difficult yet. He believes it could be an exciting matchup, but ultimately it depends on whether Jones is willing to push himself and take on that challenge. Hill emphasized that Jones's decision to face Aspinall would be based on his own desire to test his limits.
You never count him out no matter what the challenge is, no matter what. He's always risen to the occasion and risen to that challenge and perform exponentially. So I think that it'll be a good fight. I believe it'll be a good fight. I believe it'll probably be one of the harder fights and harder challenges that Jon has had in his career. So, I mean, it's all about if he wants to challenge himself like that or not.
Joe Rogan praised Jon Jones for his dominance in MMA, particularly pointing out his ability to beat elite fighters like Daniel Cormier. He credited Jones's success not just to his physical talent, but also to his fierce competitive spirit. Rogan emphasized that Jones's strategic mindset and intelligence enable him to outsmart opponents and secure victories while avoiding unnecessary damage.
Jon dominates everybody. He took down Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is an Olympic wrestler. I mean, he's a phenomenal wrestler. And Jon took him down. And took him down multiple times. He's a different dude, man.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about, like with genetics, right? There's some guys, they're just blessed. And then with Jon, it's blessed and his mind. It's not just, it's his personality, his like ruthless competitiveness. It's like he's not going to lose. He's going to find a way to get you. And he's going to do it clever. He's not trying to take a bunch of punishment and to stand and bang. He's not going to point the center of the octagon. And, let's go right here. We'll stand right here. Never going to happen with Jon Jones. You're not getting none of that, son. You're getting knees to the gut. You're getting your knees kicked. You're getting just laced up with elbows where your head's bleeding. He's going to slowly dismantle you and find a way to submit you or punish you, beat you to death on the ground.
Rogan also recognized the challenge that Tom Aspinall presents, calling him a freak in the heavyweight division. He highlighted Aspinall's extraordinary speed, which distinguishes him from other heavyweights like Francis Ngannou. Rogan pointed out that Aspinall's combination of agility and size makes him a unique and formidable threat to Jon Jones.
Can he do that with a guy like Aspinall, who's a legit 255-pound natural who moves like he's 80 pounds lighter? He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Aspinall's a freak. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem.
Tom Aspinall expressed his belief that Jon Jones is intentionally avoiding a fight with him, while acknowledging that Jones may prefer easier, more financially rewarding, and less risky matchups. Aspinall is still convinced that Jones is actively dodging him. Despite understanding the reasons behind Jones's decisions, Aspinall remains confident in his judgment.
Do you think Jon is ducking you?
Yes.
Was that Tom?
I think I said, yeah, he is. He definitely is. I think that there's just an easier path for him, and I understand it. I do understand it completely. I understand that there's bigger fights out there for him with way less risk and way more money. I understand it, but in all honesty, do I think he's ducking me? Absolutely.
Jon Jones responded to the claims that he's avoiding Tom Aspinall, stating that he's not dodging him at all. He clarified that if he were to back out of the fight with Stipe Miocic, which was agreed upon over a year ago, that would be considered ducking. Jones pointed out that the chatter about Aspinall only began after he captured an interim title, and suddenly the narrative shifted to accuse him of evading a fight. From Jones's perspective, there haven't even been any discussions or negotiations regarding a bout with Aspinall. He feels that fans are overlooking the reality of the situation and are simply eager to see someone who might finally pose a serious threat to him, which is why the story has gained so much momentum.
So I'm not ducking Tom Aspinall. If I failed to fight Stipe, I would be ducking Stipe because we contractually have been signed up to fight over a year ago. This is Stipe's position. The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt, and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense. So the fans are just ignoring it. They're ignoring all logic, and they just have finally found someone that they think can compete with me, and everyone wants to see it now.
I see quite a few people in here calling me a duck.
I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore, guys. A grown man out here chasing his dreams. It's funny that we really live in a world where being called a duck should affect me. Guys, come on.
Daniel Cormier finds the situation between Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones odd and hard to understand. He says that if he had the chance to fight Jones, he would expect a significant payout and demand considerable compensation. Cormier points out that Jones doesn't fear Aspinall, seeing him as just another opponent he believes he can defeat. However, Cormier acknowledges that Jones understands the risks involved in the fight. He also mentions that when the initial betting odds were released, Jon Jones was considered the underdog, which is rare, as Jones has rarely been placed in that position throughout his career.
This whole Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones thing, for lack of a better word, is just weird. For me, it's just weird. Like, I don't get it. If I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be compensated. I want to say it. I want that money. Jon Jones shooting you straight. Because at the end of the day, guys, I will tell you, not afraid. Tom Aspinall to Jon Jones is just another guy that he would fight and that he believes he can beat. But what he does want is to get paid. And I think he recognizes the dangers in the fight. I mean, when this line opened, Jon Jones was an underdog. Jon Jones was the underdog. I don't even know if there's ever been a time in his career where someone has been favored to beat Jon Jones, and I think that concerns him.
Cormier also noted that Jones has been hinting at the end of his career, suggesting that this could be his final major fight. He doesn't think Jones will continue fighting just for money if things start to decline. Regarding timing, Cormier believes the UFC probably already has plans in place or is close to finalizing something. He also advised that Jones should fight sooner rather than later, as every passing month ages him, while Tom Aspinall keeps getting better.
If I was Jon Jones, I would do this earlier than later. Because every month that passes, he just gets older. And Tom Aspinall gets better. So I would try to do this as soon as possible. I wouldn't want to wait till New York next year where he's almost 38, 39 years old. With that kid just continuing to improve.
Rampage Jackson referred to Jon Jones as the greatest of all time in his book, praising him as one of the top fighters in the sport. After watching Tom Aspinall fight for the first time, Jackson recognized Aspinall as a great fighter and a solid champion. However, he stated that it would be hard for him to ever claim someone could defeat Jones until it actually happens.
Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. No, Jon Jones is the GOAT in my book. You know, he's one of the best. And I recently saw Aspinall fight for the first time recently, and he's a great fighter, and he's a great champion. But I think it'll be tough for me to ever say that anybody will beat Jon Jones until it happens.
Christian Rodriguez acknowledged Jon Jones as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history, but pointed out that a potential matchup with Tom Aspinall presents a significant challenge. He speculated that Jones might be avoiding the fight, not merely for financial reasons, but potentially due to a deeper concern, such as the risks involved in facing someone as dynamic and dangerous as Aspinall. Rodriguez implied that beyond the financial aspects, Jones may be wary of the stylistic matchup and the potential for Aspinall's speed, power, and skills to pose a serious threat to Jones's legacy and undefeated record.
I got Jones. Jones is still, I think, one of the greatest fighters ever. I mean, what he did to Stipe. But it's definitely a tough fight. I think Jones is kind of avoiding it for a reason. I think obviously he wants more money, but I think there's a reason why he's also trying to avoid it.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.